Well, hello and welcome back to Glenn's Barn. Here's just a quick and dirty video. I want to show you a little project I'm working on. Nothing huge, but it's might be a point of interest for you fellas running into the same problem. This here is a 2013 Chevy 3500 HD. I believe the 2500s are the same. And if you live up north, I don't know about your southern boys having this trouble, but up north, our transmission lines like to rust into pieces in very short order. If you're looking around under my truck, it's not pristine, but the fuel lines are perfect, brake lines are perfect, transmission lines were 2 strips of rust from stem to stern. They finally gave up on me a couple of weeks ago. So I took it apart, and it wasn't all that fun to take it apart because... Okay, we start on the driver's side of the transmission. We go to the passenger side of the transmission. We go down the side of the engine. And then we get to in front of the engine cradle. And the line goes between the frame and the core support, which isn't so bad except for that line goes and it bends. Goes up and it goes over that way about 2 feet and it comes down about 6 inches. And good luck trying to get that in or out in one piece without taking your core support off. And if you're not afraid to bend up your lines, hey, you can do anything you need to do. But yeah, I didn't think that was so cool. So what I did was I went up to the local Chevy dealership, and of course they got them in stock because it's a known issue. And I bought myself the 3 lines. One coming, one going, and the one going between the radiator and the bonus cooler up front. And I took everything over to Classic Tube in Lancaster, New York, and I asked them boys to bend me up some stainless steel lines. So, okay, so here's the first issue we run into. This is where the tube goes in and out of the transmission, and they couldn't reproduce this. Not a big deal. I went to, I think I got this from Amazon, and it's just a block, and all it does is turn the straight tubes that went in there. And there was always a block. I don't think I have the old one here to show you. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, so I got that and bolted onto there, and that changed it to AN fittings. And then we got the pieces from Classic Tube, and I had them go the extra mile for me because stainless will last forever, but rubber will not. So I made it so that the rubber could be snapped on and off. And I don't know if this is going to work. I think I might have to get a couple of 90s to rotate and get these connected up. Otherwise, when I put my front drive shaft back in place, it might hit. But they're certainly in the neighborhood, so it shouldn't be a problem. And they come down, they go across. Now this is super easy because I was able to put them in one at a time, and the rubber was gone. Popped them into place, no problem. And here where we got the transition, we got more rubber that can pop in and pop out if it wears out. And yeah, they did a real nice job. Here's that third piece. The one up top is a GM one, and the one on the bottom is from Classic Tube. Yeah, they did all this. They only charged me, I believe it was $170, maybe $180. Either way, it wasn't too bad considering the factory ones were, they weren't terrible. I think the double line set was something like 92, and then the bonus one was cheap. It was like 10. But the thing is getting it all back in. And, you know, I mean, if you're not afraid to bend your tubes, you jam them anywhere you want. And I think if you don't have this bonus cooler, it's not nearly as difficult because they just turn and go up into the radiator here. But, yeah, unfortunately, they I was hoping that they were gonna scan the ones. I brought them the ones from the dealership there. I was hoping they would scan them, have them in their computer in case somebody called them up and wanted the same, so they'd have them on file. But I guess they decided that it wasn't high enough need. So hopefully a few of you fellas will see this and call them up and make them regret their decision. Because there's a lot of these trucks on the road and they're all gonna need this. And I think I found myself a nice solution. Yeah, so what, I pay another 70 or 80 bucks more than buying the factory original ones, but I don't have to pull my core support to get them through there. And I'm sure somebody out there will say, "You don't need to pull it, you can do this, you can do that." And yeah, well, from what I'm looking at, I'd have to either loosen the whole cab and front end and lift it, or I'd have to take off the whole front end and get that core support off there. So yeah, so I think I already mentioned I made the hoses replaceable because stainless lasts just about forever, but hoses do not. And so there you go. End of video. You guys have a good day.